Alright, hello everyone. It's Monday, which means it's another day of Logic Bombs. We're starting to get close to the end here, so just a reminder, if you have any games you'd like to recommend me to play, or you just want to keep track of what I've been playing, not only can you do it here on YouTube, but I have my Steam community that I have saved right in the comment or the bio technically right underneath the video. Anyways, let's get into it. One, two, three, four. Okay, so I know I have four sections. Looks like a lot of open spaces and everything. Okay, a lot of question mark bombs, which is not great. I know every cat has to be serviced, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I have 11 cats, 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 bombs. So, well, I know this is a 10 by 10. So, there's 10 bombs, there's 10 of them. I actually know that has to be blocked because if it hit this way, it would hit that star. And likewise, this has to be blocked because if it hit this way, it would hit this star. And since this has to come this way, I don't necessarily know this is blocked because it could be blocked here and it's actually servicing up. Is there only one cat that can be, well, actually, funnily enough, I know that can only service that. Funnily enough. And likewise, that can only service that. So, I've solved these two. I think it has to be this way. There has to be one in here, which means it can't be there. It has to be in this area. Um, Actually, when I think about it here, because there's only two available. That has to go there. But I need something to protect these here. Jesus, this is going to be a freaking cluster. I can already see that. Maybe I'm going about this the wrong way from the start. Okay. Let's go this way. Let's try that. Put that up. Put that there. What? That's new. That's actually kind of cool too. Huh. Well, it's serviced by multiple cats. So I don't think that's actually possible to do that way. Because if I do this, this services here and here. If I do this, services here and here. Actually, that's possible. Yeah, so these two could be done this way. Okay. Nothing required. Well, actually, there has to be one in here. But that's fine. I can actually do that. Let's see here. 2 to protect. So these have to be blocked there, which is fine. That's doable. This has to be blocked here. Fine. There's probably this one here. This is actually perfectly fine. There's no required blocks here. No required blocks here. No required. Actually, there has to be one in here. But that's doable. And this one requires one here. And at least one in here. Now there's 2 that have to be here. Yeah, I think I actually now have possible solutions with this. Yeah. I think I aligned this thing like in an actual possible orientation. I have to figure out some way to achieve a 4-way split still. But it's doable. Do something like that. Right, because crud, I don't actually know if I can. I don't. Part of the problem. If I remove this, because this would have to be true then. It would have to be that, which I think I'm pretty far off there. But I'm actually kind of close in a funny way. Yeah. I think I am close, believe it or not. Like, I think having this conclusion here is correct. Knowing this has to be blocked and this has to be blocked does greatly improve my general flow of things. And knowing that this cat can only be serviced this way, and this cat can only be serviced this way, as well as this cat can only be serviced this way, and this cat, by forcing this, these both have to be serviced this way. Creates a lot of interesting situations where I can sit here and be like, yes, these have to be true. The real difficulty then is coming to the conclusion of where the dividers have to be. Because you sit here and you look at this and you're just like, I don't know. How does one go about creating a separation effectively on 4 different groups? Like if I went this, right, and that. If I do this, for instance, I could do something like this all the way through, and that would be true, and then that would clear all this through, and I don't have to worry about this. Then I know that this would be something like this. And then I would have to figure out this entire piece here, but that is what it is. And I think this is actually, yeah, likely true here. I think this is not a bad idea. The difficulty is then how does one separate this from the rest? Which would be something then would have to go like this. Could just as easily be right here. But I can't, right? Because this question would be, does it come here? So if I do that, but I'm separating off this group from everything else. Well, actually, I don't necessarily know that this has to be split this way. For all I know, it's that. That actually doesn't solve any problems, though. Either way, that doesn't solve the problem. that's forced that way. So I actually don't see a way to split. Yeah, there's a fundamental problem with my solution because I have to figure out how to isolate this. One second, guys. Apparently something has popped up. I'm going to be pausing for a moment before continuing again. Okay, well, I'm back. I'm getting healthcare. Woohoo. Yay me. Jesus. I can't put it here because actually that would be wrong. Can't do that there, so that has to be there as well. Okay. I think that makes the most sense. I think I'm onto something here. Shit. Oh, thank God. Fuck that puzzle. Holy crud, that was terrible.